Hooray for terrible lighting! I'm home, it's dark. I'm working with what I got here, so this is going to look terrible for now, but it's going to look really cool and just a little bit, trust me. So, I've been on a lipless crankbait bite at this lake that is very close to me, a small lake that I've been going to here and there, and, well, quite a bit lately. If you saw my last video, you saw some of the results of that. So I went back there because it was really windy on Saturday, and I didn't really feel like dealing with being on a big lake with a bunch of wind going on, so I went to this spot, and it was a good move. Fish the conditions. Do what you think you should do. Listen to your gut. Don't always go back to a comfort bait because it's what you throw all the time. I've been throwing something that I don't normally throw a lot, which is a lipless crankbait, and it's been treating me pretty well. Moral of the story, coming up very shortly. Alright, so it's pretty windy, so the audio is probably going to suck. Small lake, same spot. Actually wound up here because it's windy, so probably not going to want to be out on any big lakes at the moment. I was at work this morning, so I was not able to get out this morning. It's now, I think it's around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That is not a fish. Is a fish? That's not a fish. That might be a fish. Yeah, that's a fish. It's a pretty good sized fish. Wow, I literally thought that was vegetation, but he was running at the boat. Oh yeah, that's a really good sized fish. Whoa, he's going under the boat. That's a really good sized fish. That's like a 10-pounder. That's close to a 10-pounder for sure. Oh my lord, I'm glad I just turned the camera on. Whew. Good God. Oh my God. Whoa, 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 dude, don't get all wrapped up in the net, please. Okay, I gotta get this fish unhooked. I gotta get this guy unhooked. Holy crap. This might be a PB. This might be. Whoa, 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 whoa. Please don't do that, bud. Whoa, whoa. Whoa. Pounds and ounces. I'm gonna have to stand up. Eight. I'm gonna call it 8-8. 8-8. Okay, so probably not my PB, but oh man. All right. Oh wow, that's a trophy catch, but I don't have a live well to put her in, and I don't want to waste a bunch of time. So I'm gonna get a quick photo and release her. Oh my lord, that's a big fish. That's a big fish. Okay, girl. You go back where you came from. You ready to go? And she swims off. Oh my God. So I came out here like a week ago and it was windy like this in the morning. It wasn't quite this windy yet. The wind was probably blowing about 10. And I wound up getting on a lipless crankbait bite. That video is obviously already up. Hopefully you've seen that. If you haven't, go back and watch it. So anyhow, I got on this Lipless crankbait bite and I was like, you know what? It's similar conditions today, except today it's actually overcast. And today it's a southern wind, or actually it may not quite be a south wind, but it's definitely not a northern wind, which is what we had last time. And this was actually the protected side of the lake, and I kind of stayed on it because this is where I've had the most success thus far fishing here, and also because at that point I had I'm trying to get this undone. At that point I had decided that I wanted to fish the cleaner water, and it worked out. I caught a couple of fish. I caught a bunch of dinks, and then I caught like a 3.5 pounder. But today this is the windblown side of the lake. And I guess the conditions were just right for me to catch a giant. So yeah. So these fish are moving up shallow. I know, like, it's Florida, so it's not like it's getting super cold or anything, but it's cooling off now. We got temps under 80 degrees today for the first day, I think, since I've been down here, I guess. But anyhow, that cooler air temperature and down in the 60s, cooler temperatures overnight, the water's starting to cool off a little bit. I did have my electronics on for just a second when I first got here, and the water's about 3 degrees cooler than it was the last time I was here, and that was only a week ago. So at this point the water temps have come down enough that the fish are probably starting to get a lot more active. That fish was sort of skinny for its size. I should have measured it. Such an idiot. But she probably would have gone over 9, I'm assuming, if she had fattened up already. But she probably just started that process. So that's a fish. That's a way smaller fish. Whoop, sorry, bud. Whoop, don't you do it. I know you're gonna try to do it. Don't you do it. Little fella. So I'm sure these fish have moved up shallow and they're chasing bait. The last month or so since I moved into the house that I'm in, I've been going to this lake quite a bit because it's close by, and it's small and there's hardly ever any boats on it. Like right now I am the only person out here. I have this whole place to myself, and I just caught an 8.5 pounder. So that being said, there's not a lot of pressure. These fish are starting to move up now. They were chasing bluegill. Now they're probably chasing smaller bait, I would assume, since the water's cooling off. Oh, that felt like a fish. Dang. Yep, there it is. Chased it down. Chill, dude. I'm gonna get you unhooked if you give me a second. Oh, damn, we hooked you in the fin. Freaking pliers. I just had them. There they are. Shit. There ain't gonna be any way to do this without hurting you, bro. There it is. And he's off. And that's actually look good. That's a fish. That feels like a better fish. Better than the last one for sure. Oh, come on, peg, sweetie, come on. Oh yeah, that's like a probably a 4. Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, yeah. Hold on, I gotta call you back. She was barely hooked. Barely hooked. I want to get that fish on the scale. Fumble around more with it, you idiot. Let's see what I can get in my bag today. No, what's up here? The scale's screwed. Oh, I see it. 4. I don't know why it's showing the number over here, but it's 4. Yeah, 4 pounds, 8 ounces. All right, we're gonna have to go to the old school spring scale. Okay. Just get a quick photo with her if I can. Damn, I ain't gonna be able to with my phone all messed up like this. All right, sweetie, you ready to go? I bet you're ready to go. There you go. Little dude. So, whoa, he's gonna try to hook me with my friggin' lipless crank. That's a fish. That's another small one, it feels like. Yeah. It's like the same size as the last one. And he released himself. That was dope. I might actually try to stand up. See what happens. Put the phone in my pocket. Probably not going to work. I have sped up significantly immediately. My body is just like a sail. That's a fish. Yep, that's a fish. That's a good fish. Oh Lord, dude, that's like a 6 or 7 pounder. And I'm for real this time. Oh, knocked my paddle off the boat. Ooh, dude, I don't want to go crazy because I don't want these guys to turn back and see. Let's get him on the scale. Let's see what what the scale says. 6 pounds, just under 6. Alright, this one's ready to go, I think. You okay, bud? Yeah, there it goes. Well, that was nuts, right? Like 5 minutes in, I stick an 8.5 pounder. Kind of not even really seriously fishing at that point. I was just kind of moving my way out so I could get set up, turn around, and start casting back and working the edge of some lines of vegetation and stuff like that, some patches, some submerged vegetation in some shallow water where the wind was blowing up. That wind blowing bank was the key again. That's been that way a couple of times that I've been there. The wind really turns it on. And now it's just that time of year when the big ones are starting to move up, they're starting to feed up, they're starting to get fat. She wasn't quite fat yet. She was still big. I caught a few other fish that I didn't bother throwing in the video, though. I mean, there was actually quite a bit more footage, but we would have been sitting here all night watching it and talking about it, and I mean, I'm cool with that, but people got short attention spans sometimes, so you know, I try to keep it concise. So anyhow, I had like 25 pounds by the time I was done. It was the biggest bag that I've ever caught in my life. I was ecstatic by the end of that. It was an awesome day. That was an insane experience, and I would love to do that again. I hope you would love to watch that again. Hopefully I will do that again, and you will watch it again. If you're gonna watch it again, you might as well like and subscribe down below real quick. I appreciate you sticking with me this long. Peace.
Easily unsettling, constantly meddling, breaking the bank of knowledge, incessantly betting on a horse with no name.